Hello and welcome back. Once again, I'm Hambbage, and this is another Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft session. I am glad you guys are joining us, and for any that are continuing on from previous recordings in this play session, we're in a bit of a prep mode episode for this one. I don't know how long it's going to run. We'll see how many little fun activities and projects we can find to complete in the next hour, maybe two. We'll see what we've got going, but we're going to prepare for our venture into the end. And our dragon fight, again, I'm not going to do any of that in this episode, full disclosure. Don't want to keep any of you guys that are expecting that on tenterhooks. We're going to do it. We're now set up to get to our portal very quickly and can jump through, but we want to be ready when we go to explore the end once we defeat the dragon, because we're going to defeat the dragon. That's the plan. And hopefully nothing will go wrong, but we're going to want to have our potions are pretty well set and prepared. Maybe we'll go get a gas tier if we can manage it, and go from there. But the first thing we need to do is get our inventory cleaned up, and mainly that involves getting rid of this. Now, end of the last episode, or near the end of it, we had worked on a little buoy project. Just making a little open water channel through some of the floating ice in the deep frozen ocean. And I think that's where we'll start, is we need to get a few more red flowers. We need to, for dye, and we need to keep visiting our sheep. Let's get a lead. that one sheep was just making me crazy. So we've got leads, and I'm wondering, should we just pin them when we're over there? Maybe make an extra, but make kind of like a little dedicated sheep enclosure over there. Kind of a cool little space to do it, I think. And I think we have materials down here. I wish I'd thought of this while we were down here, but that's all right. Nope, not running. There we go. Full warp speed ahead. Oh, that's all rail stuff. Oh, man. Did we have anywhere that I don't even think we've tried to grab fences yet, have we? Do we have wall? Maybe we could just wall something in and put some gates around it. I think that would be in the outside chest. Got some gates. No walls. Are you kidding me? What do we do with all the walls? S'more. There we go. Yeah. Alright, now we're cooking. Let's get some wheat. We won't need much, but I think I'd like 4 sheep. Just balance that out, and let's go ahead and grab another stack of beef. I think we're cooking one, but we'll cook another at some point in this episode. We've used, a fair amount of food, just keeping ourselves topped off. So, yeah, this'll kind of keep us clear. Maybe we look to look to fill that in eventually, but I don't want these guys to be like too cramped or anything, right? That's something like this. Oh yeah, you're gonna be right in there from the start. Oh man, come on, dude. I know you were like, but you're gonna want to put a gate down there, right? Oh, he's so making a break for it. He's like, what? I'm a bad sheep. Alright. Well, set you guys up first. Get you some light. So that it's a nice safe home for you. This is all very haphazard at the moment, but we'll clean as needed here. Oh, those walls break pretty quick. Ah, not what we wanted. There and there. Oh, is that good? Good enough, right? Now, lead on you. Oh, well, okay. Good sheep. Very well behaved. Oh, we didn't lead on you. Come on in. Now the other one is going to make a break for it. I can already smell it. Okay. You two get the reward for not having left. You get to make a baby sheep. And we're going to sleep right here with you guys. Oh, with the lamb. You guys can feel free to jump. That would help me fall asleep. Okay. Happy home for you guys. Now, we just got to get this troublemaker brought over. And this should be a real treat with all the bamboo in the way. We didn't really ever plan this as being a... Come on. A sheep transportation network. Come on. Come on. All the way. Okay. Don't you break that lead. Come on. Good sheep. Okay. Come on in. There you go. All right. Good sheepies. This should make our wool gathering. Get it? Wool gathering? I don't know if that's a familiar phrase for most people. Certainly not people that are necessarily non-English speakers. Yeah. Alright. Well, I hope you guys eat grass. We're going to eat some. So we need 18 wool. We're already well on our way here, but... shit, no, we could have brought over bone meal while we were waiting, I guess. Maybe we'll go get that. Can anybody else gather up some wool? Okay, let's go get bone meal, and we can maybe get some more red flowers. I think we need 5 more. You know, I know there's some right there, but it's kind of nice to just keep some of the original. And we're not going to take all yours around you, S'more. No. Okay. We're done with the leads. Don't need them. Oh, this is still cooking. I don't know. Let's take that back out to the cows. Bone meal down in the bone meal factory. Oh, if we're doing it. Let's do it right. And again, this is kind of the agenda for my evening, this day of Minecraft play. Or just TCB, getting stuff knocked out. Ooh, I guess we're not very well equipped for inventory-wise for getting seeds, but that's all right. Just enough to add a few more to the stack we're going to deplete. Yeah, this is just stuff that it's good to keep doing. Obviously, way better if we think it through and kind of do things in order, but whatever. Spontaneous fun is what we're all about today. So, into the bone meal hopper go all the seeds. Out come all the bone meal. Back up we go. And now, at least while we're waiting on our sheep to grow their wool, we can have a whole field of flowers. Yeah. That's what I think, S'more. He's excited. He's like, man, I haven't seen you come back and forth past me so much. It's getting all kinds of attention. Okay, so they're all good at the moment. So let's shear. Oh, and the other one grew up. So now we could certainly dye the sheep and get more red or green wool that way, but I don't know that long term we're even too worried about it. Now we'll just right through. So that must have been where we did some of our initial bee flower growing. I think it was kind of just haphazard all over the place, right? We're getting some dandelions here. And again, dual purpose, right? We talked about at the end of the last episode that another task that we want to accomplish is getting more, finishing off our bees so that all our bee nests and hives are fully loaded and active, and all producing honey. So this will just help boost that a little bit, and we'll keep an eye. Now they can take their time, and I won't get angry at them. They won't be stressed about like, oh, am I growing fast enough? Is this the right amount of wool? Is it luscious? Is wool luscious? Dense enough? Soft enough? What's the quality of wool when you're kind of looking for it? A fuller is a person who prepares that kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, what makes like a merino wool so desirable as opposed to lesser wools? I'm gonna guess it's fullness. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll provide an answer. At the moment, I can't, but someday, perhaps. All right, how we doing, little sheepies? Just keep you guys with fresh grass. Some more. Some more. Back over here. I'm doing pretty well on poppies, I gotta say. And yeah, I know that it's possible to farm flour, make all this stuff automated, right? And I think our bone meal from seeds is a big part of that. You can work those in conjunction to with, I believe it's water harvesting, that you can, essentially make bone meal out of the grass and gather the flowers and just keep turning that almost indefinitely. But I don't think from the amount of seeds that we're getting that would be very high return. I don't know. Again, not something I've ever really looked into doing. I don't, we're kind of almost done with bees. We'll want more diverse flowers to decorate, basically decorate, but it'll also help our bees so that they'll have more chances to find the flower with honey, the flower with pollen that they want right away, so that they can make their honey more quickly and also pollinate our crops more efficiently. But that's not a super high priority. I've said before, I don't find a whole lot of use for the eating of the honey bottles. They are a food. Well, I think we already have eaten one, actually. Okay, well, that got rid of a stack of our bone meal. I think that's enough of that fun. Hopefully these guys are all ready, so we'll get some extra wool on hand. Have a better stock of that. One more trim here, guys. It was fun hanging out with you. I hope you like your new home. It's nice and safe. And that's the main thing. And then if we need to start creating more sheep for a larger, sheep ranching operation, which I honestly, I think if I do it, it'll be at a different, much later in-game base. Something that we can set up and operate. Oh, man. Hang on. Well, here, we can just do this. That was some wasted XP, though. Oops. We really want to repair now. So, yeah, that stack's already all good. Okay. Next up, we want to get 6 green. We need 6 red dye. And then we should have all our wool now. So, what else are we now? Now we can go back down here. I know this is maybe we'll store this up in the kind of junk chest up in the tower, just for ease of access. If we need more flowers, when we go to a flower forest to try to get more varieties, we can more quickly stock up there. I'm sure this is empty, so I'll just add those couple extra. Anything else that goes down here? I think so. Go back up. So, I think next mission, let's just go finish our sleep. Let's go finish our buoys. Buoys, however you like to say it. I think both are allowed. Some people will probably be very adamant that only one or the other is correct, but as far as I know, both are usable interchangeably on some level. Okay. Is that our spare? Oh, we still got a spare bed there. Okay. Now, good. Let's store those. We're going to store these. Oh, I forgot we had one green dye already sitting there. That was a little bit of a mess. These are going to go in the outside chest. I'm kind of just buying time for those to die down. Let's just offhand this before I forget. Is our hoe over here? Yeah, let's just go ahead and pull it now. We'll go do the rest of the channel real quick, but then we want to turn to farming and get our XP knocked up. So, knocked up? It's a very pregnant phase. Phrase? Phrase. What did I do with that boat? Did I pick it up? Oh, here, buddy. Did I boat back in over here and then park on this edge? He's gotta be so frustrated. Why am I getting let out? Did we stop over by the sheep? I guess not. I guess we left the boat somewhere. Or picked it up and brought it back inside. Sorry. My bad. Yep, we most certainly did. Okay. Well, wow. Good thing we're not rushing to the far side of the multiverse. Row like the wind. All right, so this will be the big moment of truth too. Is there a row of ice in the middle of our little channel? I don't think so. I'm pretty confident. I think we got it. But should stand out from a distance a little bit too. Where we where we set it up. Come on, little channel markers. I think we had to go this way a little bit. How bad would that be if, like, the whole biome, I've never known it, but the icebergs really shift. And it's all designed in to be a... There we go. Oh, look, it's so awesome. Alright, remember. Right return. So you want to, when you're actually boating, you want to stay over to this side. And then you can pass boats on the other side. That's the whole point. Okay, so we break. We need to set these back out. So white, red. Oh, just missed. Red, white, red, 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 red. Oh, it's so good. Well, let's see how quick it's trying to grow back into. Do like that you can place the torches even if you've submerged yourself. That would be a real frustration point if you had to time it just right to where you were out of the water so the torch wouldn't go out. I'd have to begrudgingly give them points for realism, but it would definitely make gameplay take a hit. Okay. Oh, good to finish this guy up a little bit, and that it seems to be working as designed. The whole point is to give us a channel through what should be ice. And again, you know, this is just a wrap-up of a previous little throwaway project if you missed it when we were making it. But we wanted a direct path through the ice over to our landing, you know, for our overworld route to the end portal and the end stronghold. So again, on this one, you just hug to the green. You're leaving, so you stay to the left. And that's relative to open water. You know, if you're coming into or going out of a harbor, usually those harbors have like a breakwater or something so that there's a narrow entry, and that keeps big waves from coming and damaging the beaches or harbor area, any of the quays and docks and that kind of stuff. They don't get pounded by big old waves. Those break out on the breakwater, and then the boats have quiet water to be moored in. They're not going to get, the boats won't get damaged by being knocked against whatever their moorings are. So there we go. Check that one off. We've got a secure channel, and maybe we'll think about putting some similar markers on our waterways into our growing home here. We've got a couple of different little water entrances, and we could, just have markers out a ways that would show the clear navigation. We also talked about the possibility of markering a safe channel, and man, I'm gonna leave that boat. Next time I have to jump into the water, just remember that's punishment for why on earth is this here? Did we put this here? There's that creeper. Enderman. It's got to be an Enderman, right? I don't know where that sand would have come from, but okay. So top those off. This can go back over in the building box. We got wheat for cows. Let's just go ahead and feed them with what we've got here. Haven't been in to see the cows in a while. Hey guys. You still like to eat? Looks like it. And we'll try to keep an eye on the supply here and just finish up with a couple wheat so I can maybe get out without a disaster of cow escape. Okay. So if we just move quickly after switching hands. Again, I don't know what is breaking all these llamas for us, but I kind of dig it. Yeah, so good there. Got a little bit more health for our worn down pick. Let's get some seeds. Do the same with our chickens. And again, for anyone who didn't catch the end of the last episode, this is kind of phase one of preparing for the end. We want to get all our tools ready, and the most damaged tool that we have is our pick that we'd use to not only clear the path through the nether. We used it on the ice. A lot of different just menial kind of uses. We used it all over the place when we were exploring the end stronghold. Yeah, so good results. Now we'll just break all these eggs, add to our chickens a little bit more, and we'll see if it gets laggy. We may have to do that. Do another clear there. And you may ask, the chickens just, there's more of them. They go through the seeds. It seems a lot quicker. So I don't worry. I also don't worry as much if one or two get out when after I've fed. For one thing, they can't push as well. The cows can actually, when it's full like it is now, they can actually pin you up and kind of push you aside from the gates as you're opening them. They do struggle more to go through the... I don't know why I put those in here. They struggle a bit more to go through a single gate. Usually, if you're trying to get them in on a lead like I did with the sheep there, open up both gates, pull them through, and then they just kind of have to angle themselves a little bit more, and it usually makes them inefficient when they go in and out of the gates. That's not my bed. Checking stuff off the list. We've got our pick coming along nicely. we've boosted our supply of flowers. We're now going to go use those before we get over there. Let's just get them ready, but not in our hand. So now we'll use these to pad our bee numbers. And there's so many of them here, I'm tempted, but I think I'd like to start down at the end nearest to our empty hives, and we'll see how many of these are still lacking honey. Not many. 1, 2. Even our new bee nests are already good. How great is that? All right, you guys, jump on in here. Give me your pick healing experience as you have new little bees. And yeah, I don't really know. Again, I haven't ever put the time in to completely full up the bee area. So I don't know. Once we overpopulate, do we just end up with more? We saw those rogue bees out in the desert quarry. Will we just see a bunch more just bees floating around looking for homes? They're little orphan bees going, please, may I have some more? Or if they have other stuff going on, I don't know. That bee seems kind of stuck, and I'm worried that that may be troublesome. And these are just other bees that weren't out at the time. Any of these with hearts, it's too quick. So these are ones that we haven't already fed, that are just waking up, or have deposited more honey. So hopefully we still got the 2, but now we're gonna leave them be for a bit and go look at our fields. And while we do that, hopefully those last couple will finish loading. And these should be all good to go. We still got a bunch of the stone. Can we put the... You know what? Let's go real quick before we really get into the crop stuff. Let's do these. Because we said we were going to. Or at least I thought it. I don't know if I actually even brutalized it. But let's do the sugarcane here. We haven't in a while. Keep it fresh and tender. I don't know if sugarcane is such that it gets, kind of like woody or stocky or anything if it sits untended for too long. Either way, probably better to keep it young and fresh until it reaches, whatever the ideal height or age of Okay, so I'm kind of self-punishing here unintentionally as I work to prepare the ender chest for travel. And I mean, it doesn't matter too terribly much, I guess. But I'm not going to just unload it to transport produce, I don't think. I don't want to deal with all that. Do I have a chest? Man, I want to make it better. Let's do this, though. This is probably a good idea. I've never really been this focused. Usually, if I'm just playing solo, I don't care. I'll just deal with a little inefficiency. But for the sake of an audience, let's keep hitting that repeatedly. Let's create a designated ender chest dump chest. And this will be all the stuff that we're not going to use currently, and that would otherwise limit our harvesting capacity. Then, now we got a wide open ender chest, so we can carry that much more stuff. Oh, that's a good idea. And if you don't, well, poop on you. Now, are we ready? Why are you one little lazy wheat? Alright, as always, we're going to start with melons and pumpkins so we can hit them again before we leave. We're going to check that. That's just hadn't grown. That's okay. Just want to check to make sure that you're not missing the vines on these guys. You know, if anything happens to them along the way, and sometimes you'll just get an errant pick thing. Sometimes for whatever reason they'll just be gone. You know, I don't know, wandering villagers or something get stuck in here and bounce around and break them. I don't know what causes it, but every once in a while you'll lose some, and I think most of it is just errant acts. As you're going, if you get bumped by we saw it a couple times on that last run where the melon on the other row, the already harvested one pops just as you're running by and can kind of bump you off to the side. So, all right, we've got 2 stacks of those. We're going to dump them in. Okay, now let's go do our, let's start here, actually. Because as we did in our last trading session, it makes the most sense to have the beets, the wheat, the melons, and the pumpkins in the ender box so that you can use the potatoes and carrots to try to get the guys to give you sale prices before you get to those high value crops, right? And it's a little back and forth because you're gonna end up trading so much that you'll basically just be standing around waiting for them to re-offer pumpkins and melons. You'll have more than all of the traders combined can handle. Okay, so we'll probably pick up a few more odds and ends on our next run, but let's put the beets here. There's other beets out there somewhere. Put the seeds away. Do the same with the wheat. And here we should probably end up snagging a few rogue beets that ended up in the water. There we go. There's some. Oh, and there's seeds over there. I didn't see actual beets though. No, I haven't replanted yet. I guess that was kind of dumb. Oh well, we'll do a planting around here after. And we should hold a couple of our wheats. I think last time we went full trade because we were trying to finish our enchants. Once our pick is completely healed, then we'll get the axe ready too. We've gotten just a few of the spruce trees and that kind of stuff. It's gotten a little nicked up. It's not bad, but you want to sharpen it up, keep it ready for chopping. So we'll remember to leave a few of our wheats ready to go. Let's get these replanted. So once we have all our tools, anywhere on our tools fixed up through the trading, then we're already at level 20 and we'll stock up a bunch more levels. I think the next thing that we want to do is try to get the beefiest backup bow that we can ready for emergency service. So that's the next thing that we want for our ender chest, is to have a ready replacement bow. Because the worst thing, you're gonna shoot a lot of arrows when you're in the dragon fight. You gotta break. You guys will see when we get there, and it won't be so hectic that we can't kind of talk about what we're doing as we're in the fight. You guys go away. Where did I put it? Oh, I put all the beets in the other thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is what we'll need. We'll put you in there. We'll come back over here. Maybe a sleep under the stars kind of night. I don't know. Do we have trouble brewing yet? Could have been sprinting instead of just lazily cruising. Oh, look at the llamas hanging out with S'more. Oh, it's awesome. Did you guys have fun? Oh. Not too worried about you. More of your sizzly, explodey friends that I have particular concerns about. Okay, so back over and at it. Wow. Let's just use the gate. Apparently it's too early in the morning. We're not ready for jumping. Alright, get our beets ready to go again, and then we'll try to remember to replant as we go on our carrots and potatoes. And once we get everything harvested, we'll maybe do a quick time check, water sip break. We'll have to go over and obviously trade our stuff. That won't be a huge time concern, but that will be what gets us everything. We'll come back over to the bow, and then we'll have to prepare and kind of figure out how many potions and things do we want as opposed to initial stone. You can get a variety of different opinions on what end stone is worth or tolerable for as far as mining. It's much slower than netherrack. It's a slower mine. It's better by far than obsidian, but it's not as quick. You can't just run along like this and load up to the gills on endstone. So, but it's there in plenitude. I don't think so. But it's there for you, and you can have it. So you don't need too much, but you do need to have a bunch of stone to get started, because more than likely your arrival point when we go through the portal will put you out over the void, kind of isolated. And while it's unexpected that the dragon would just hit you the moment you pop into the world, she lays eggs, so she's not going to be inactive, and could eventually come and knock you off. So, oops. So definitely something to be prepared for and have some supplies. But it's a balance there. How much do you want ready to go? You don't have ghast or anything that are going to blow them up. There's Endermen, who in theory could... I don't know that they even pick up endstone. I don't know. That's a good question. Hambbage, do they? Have we ever seen them carrying it around? I'm not sure. But if they do, it's only a block, and depending on you end up making some bridges. Just for anybody that doesn't know, we'll be making some bridges once we get past the dragon and we're out exploring, and we'll have lots of time to kind of cover all these various things, what we're doing, why we're doing it. So you guys will all be experts. If you haven't been over there in hardcore yet, get ready. So, but we need to be thinking about how much of each do we want. I'm going to dump these in their chest for now, and then we'll hit our melons and pumpkins again, get whatever's has regrown while we've been here, load up the ender chest as full as we can, and then just top it off with carrots or pumpkins. Carrots probably. Again, just playing the numbers there. For anybody that missed it, we got a good episode out there, and in the description we talk about sciencing harvesting carrots and potatoes by hand, by a regular hoe, and then by a fortune enchanted hoe. And the results are clear. You're going to get extra stacks of carrots and potatoes if you use the fortune hoe. So that's why we have it here, specifically for those two crops. The hoe is also good for harvesting several of the items in the nether. I don't think we've really done any of that. We've been so fortunate in what we've been working on in the nether that we haven't really gotten to the point of gathering the random surface type materials that are just out and about in some of the biomes. We'll get there. All fun things will be done, or explored, or just done for variety's sake once we get to them. Oops, hungry. The steaks do hold up nice. I mean, we got through all the carrots without one trolley carrot eat. That's pretty good. Oh, it's so good. Just knowing, we got loads of XP about to come. We haven't even really thought about, and by the way, just to talk about this, and this happened with the carrots too. So empty chest, and with 4, so there's 1 per. We would get back this many, not counting the ones that we harvested. So with replanting, you could probably expect to get most of 1 row. With a little bit of extra good luck, some more, some less. We get basically a whole time again of just the surplus after planting. Just so good to have that fortune. So do yourself a favor, and in the midst of enchanting your other tools, go ahead and gear up a hoe to just help turn your XP that much more in villager trading. And again, we're doing all this, and I know to some people it may seem an unfamiliar playstyle. I mean, you're like, man, we're doing all this this farming just to get it. I mean, you say you don't want to sit at a deal, and yes, I could AFK at a darkroom spawner and gather XP from it, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe there's a way we can rig up a for science on that eventually. Once we get it going, of just how much better or worse is one method or the other. Oh, excuse me, random little hiccupy. Okay, so we want to go... Nope, we want to go carrots into the ender chest first. So we're going to load up what we can of those. And maybe this shows that we want to move the ender chest down here, right? Just for its... I don't know. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. So look at that. We've still got room left over. Anything that we've been thinking about having over at the lodge that we've forgotten? I don't know what those things would be. Yeah, I do. I don't know what something could be. Well, not yet. I don't know. I mean, peeper, but we don't have enough of it set up. We're not really geared. I guess we can grab what sugarcane we have. We got the room for it, right? Now, I suppose, well, we should sleep anyway tonight. Be here anyway. Why force the issue? So, we'll go sleep. Partly because we don't have any boats in the water over on this side. So we need to grab one anyway. So we'll grab a night's sleep, grab our boat, and then a night's sleep. And, oh, no, it's in here. And then we will be full speed ahead for Villager Town Lodge thing. Alright, sip of water. Check the episode time. 51. So we've gotten much of our around home chores done before even getting to half of a 2-hour episode, if we went that far. Don't think we will. We'll see. You know, I think the next obvious step before we head to the end would be to go to the nether and see if we can track down some ghasts and get them to cooperate in giving us crying giant crocodile tears for us as we mercilessly slaughter. Maybe we can pick up that advancement too. We got the one for following the eyes of Ender and reaching the stronghold. So that was one in the last episode, and then we'll have one immediately for dropping through. Whenever we fight the dragon, we're going to get a bunch in pretty quick succession. Paper first. Remember, never trade with that guy until we lock him in. And this guy is just gonna trickle away. But he gave us a little bit. Got our pick that much closer. Now we drop off the extra. No, let's... Well, now it's... We got room. Hello, sir. We're looking for potatoes to start. Who's got potatoes? The old clickaroo. You, sir. Now we can begin to start hitting our carrots, and eventually those guys should reset. As we can I just look up here without looking up your nose hairs, sir? Okay, so lots of carrot guys that can pick up the load while hopefully... Oh, see, he's already ready. So, finish those out on sale. Very good. Mr. Brown Jacket guy also... Oh, we're out. So he's all good. Where's our carrot friends? Carrots are a little tougher to move, but fortunately I think we have one extra carrot farmer who would be willing. Not him yet. You? Yeah, you're good. And so hopefully by the time we get to our pumpkins and melons, we will be on sale with everybody. Okay. Oh, you got cake now? Yeah, and you're back to on sale. So... Oh, I forgot. I was addicted to the deal. Maybe we can go like that. Now you are just... I'll still take some. One stack. He was just waiting to do that. Like, no, sorry, I'm full. You too. You're all set. You don't want anything. I think we're... let's quick go over here. We should have partials on everything. And now is the right time for that. Hey, your hats are in the way, gentlemen. And I think we can just take everything now. So now anybody that's looking to wheel and deal, we're ready for them. Like you. Not quite. Let's just see if he goes on sale. He may not, but some of these other guys will already be. That worked out pretty well. And I don't see any reason not to just start. Forgot the melons. Pretty powerful. And, you know, this also illustrates how powerful the having an anvil ready, or, you know, at least being aware as you go. Why'd you guys wipe out all your sales? Oh, you guys make me sad. You don't. You kind of do. Who's ready for more on sale? Melons or pumpkins? Not you. You don't want any? Alright, well, I guess Mr. Not on sale. Supply and demand. So yeah, you know, 28, nothing to sneeze at level-wise. We're doing quite well. Off of that, one short. Is there a sale wheat guy? I could, there we go. Clean that up, and I don't think anybody's gonna go down to 16 on carrots. So drop off the little bits of extra. Lavish. I mean, we're already ready for a fully juiced emerald beacon, right? I think. Maybe not. No, you only need like 2 stacks, right, to do a full beacon. So that's pretty close already. But yeah, we walk with 28 levels, all of our tools fully repaired, and now we're just looking to combine what we already have on bows, because we have 2 that are kind of already set up, I think, and then add any remaining books to them. And I don't know that we're missing. I think we have a Power 5 and an Infinity over there already, just ready to go. And we may already have those on bows too. We may be missing a Flame. That would be kind of nice to have, but we'll be starting with our bow that we have in hand, and that does have Flame. So for the tracer type effect that we already talked about, we'll be very well equipped from the very start. So not stuff that's gonna be needed in the end. Do we have any need for an axe in the end? I don't think so. Chorus trees? And they don't take that much anyway. You shoot the fruit. We're gonna get a bunch of pearls. We're gonna need all the potion stuff, but we'll need these for sure. No beds. Apples we want on hand. Oh yeah, we'll want the axe when we're in there. We will also want anvil. Whoops. First world problems right there, people. That's called how the other half, or when they're like, oh yeah, no, I just want to make it all out of iron blocks. Is that cool? Okay, so anvil goes in. These will all go in. Why is that an odd stack? Top it off. No. That I was thinking about that because I'd just been walking away and was like, wait, that meat needs to go in. Okay. So we got all these. I'd like to have, we need one, in fact. So, and I don't think I already had one in there. If I did, I left it. I think we even made one in the stronghold because we didn't have one in here. Definitely want the crafting table. This is also a pretty decent time to bring stacks of wood, but I've always found that we're going to get what we need when we're there. So between a crafting table and an anvil, you can actually use some of the stuff that you're going to find there. So bring these 2 along. The anvil, because you will have lots of... shoot. Forgot to make some purchases that I think I need. Maybe. Yep. I don't think we have any. Alright, so we've still got Infinity and Power 5. What do we have on bows? This was the one that was good, and rather than messing around with it, I mean, that in and of itself, we're going to be missing just the flame on what we already had. And again, these can have a little more power, I'm sorry, a little more punch. Punch can go up to 3, I believe. But just in adding those two, we now have two bows that are largely comparable. And we'll go take a look and see. I don't think I ever locked in flame for any of my villagers over there, and that's okay. I mean, we don't need it too much, but it was one that just kept tempting me, and it was like, because it's usually, you can get it for like 5 or 6 emeralds, and it's like, oh, should I just take it and have it done with? So I may have. But when we're talking in terms of things that we need for the end, um, we definitely want to carry a couple of mending books. At least one. Bring one if for nothing else. Um, Speaking of that, how much gunpowder do we actually have? Now that we've traded away all of our paper making capability, but we have enough. We could make a stack. No, we can't. Not unless we find a lot more gunpowder somewhere, or have it stashed somewhere that I'm not thinking of. Um, do we have a full stack down in the potions? We could add to it from there. What paper do we have? Any more sugar cane? All right, well that's good though, because we're gonna go back over. We can harvest the fields and should have more than enough paper to bring back. We're gonna buy books, which we have emerald over there. Buy books. We could buy books if we need to. Is there somebody that sells gunpowder eventually? Do we maybe need to expand our trading and start buying? No, because we'll eventually do darkroom spawner for creepers. And even if we're not using it regularly or standing up there to fully charge it a lot, we'll with the looting 3, we should get plenty of. Let's go do this right now. We should get plenty of gunpowder from them, where we won't be. This is the expert sugar harvesting. Hit it with gunpowder. It's kind of like the little snap cap things. Remember those? Get the little box of them at the 4th of July. Throw them at your friend's feet. Go bang, bang, bang. Snap pops, I think. I think they go by a bunch of different names, but they're even amongst the most anti-firework or restricted areas. Usually, you can have the little snap poppy guys. Those are always a little fun. Alright, so this is going to make us loads of paper. We'll try to keep some. That was the one I was talking about. So they can push you a little bit. And when I say it, that was the one I was talking about. In past episodes, I worried about, can you accidentally punch a golem when you're harvesting? And as long as you're holding down left click and have already punched some sugar, you're good. It won't count as an attack on the golem. If you were individually hitting or had not yet hit a piece of sugar cane and a golem stepped in front of you, big time bad news. Don't do that. Alright, let's snack. Let's get us stacks here. And just get 4. We can always use a few more. Now, do a flame. Wow, I got that really expensive, but it's a good thing I'm affluent, sir. Did I use up all the emeralds or the books? Would you... Why are these guys so... Ooh, you're a paper guy too, though. Right, we just need one of those. We should now have plenty of XP. Hi, sir. We can put flame on our bow here. Only cost 5. Boom. Now we have 2. Not quite perfect, but certainly got a lot of bow shots left. So I feel very good about having that in reserve. Load it into the chest, and we can load. Let's go ahead and load 2 of the mending. Well, actually, no, I think we're going to do this. I know I have one back at the deal. Still got enough, so let's get one more breaking book here. Instead of 2 mending, let's do a mending and an unbreaking 3. That will treat us very well indeed. Now, I think we'll just leave these as a surprise for when we've forgotten completely. And let's just make 3 stacks of paper, and we'll put this change. That'll be enough to keep us good at home. And here, certainly, we can make more books as we need to. All that looks pretty good. And yeah, I know we're not... You want to offer me anything awesome, like punch? Fortunately, I don't think punch 1, that would get us up to a punch 2. But, I don't know. If I'm going to get it, I'd rather get it fully maxed out. So, we'll keep seeing if he should be changing trades. And if anybody wants to check the old things, last time we looked at them, was that the same trade or what? I don't know. But I think I would hold out for a higher value punch book than just the minimum. And for a pretty high price at that. A couple extra sugar. That's all right. Okay, so we'll use our gunpowder with our paper. We don't have much gunpowder relative, so we're kind of short there. Now you think back to all the various desert temples where we left it. Getting to that point where it becomes a pretty valuable commodity. So, make our paper. And then we're going to take 1 stack of paper. We're going to take 3 gunpowders. And you can see flight duration 3 is what we want on our rockets. You can get them cheaper. You can make them flight duration 1 or 2 based on the amount of gunpowder. You can also, if you're using them for fireworks shows, if you want, exploding fireworks, then you can put various other ingredients in to affect their color, how big they explode, that kind of stuff. So there's lots you can do with fireworks. For us, these are purely, we want the rocket, not the firework part. So that's... Oh, no! Well, that was dumb. I didn't know it... Stupid game. That's a silly mechanic. Like, don't let me make all the ones that I have in hand. If anybody doesn't know what happened there, so I had my my rockets set up, and I had intended that I wanted to make the full complement of Flight 3 rockets which, I had a stack of 39 gunpowder balanced out, I guess. However, I think maybe you get multiple per deal. I don't know. I didn't even look that close. But so I did the shift craft with the 3 gunpowder and the paper, and it made them, but then it also made all the remaining gunpowder and rockets. So now I got a bunch of short-lived ones that I'll keep right now until I'm longer on gunpowder. But that's a total waste. Because I could have had a full stack of, or very close to a full stack of tier 3, flight 3. Ah, such a bummer. Oh, that's aggravating. I didn't even know that was a possibility. Totally bummed. Anyway, not a huge deal. So, we've got, in here we already set up, we got a mending and an unbreaking and an anvil. That's for our elytra. Just ruin this, I'll spoiler it right now. When and if we find an elytra, and that's later in the end, we can then, while it's there, because it's going to take another inventory spot, we can combine, we can place the anvil, put on both of those, and have it fully enchanted. Those are the only 2 things that it will need are the unbreaking 3 and the mending. And then we can repair with trades, we can repair with, desert killing of mobs, whatever, however we want to do it, darkroom spawn or anything eventually, we can do our repairing right onto it, just as we would with any other tool. So that'll get us 1. Hopefully we'll find multiples, and that would be even better. The crafting table is specifically for shulker chests, and if you're gonna find shulkers, you will also find enough treasure chests or loot chests that usually you can find some buildings that have 2 in one room. Dump all the garbage loot into one, switch it, and then pick up another. And if you've already gotten shulkers, then you can turn those into shulker chests right on the fly, and all of a sudden your inventory no longer is an issue while you're on this trip. So those are the 2 kind of insider recommended tips for things to bring along that you may not necessarily think of when you're headed to the end. And there's a lot of other gear that we still need to gather up and accumulate, get ready to go. And let's just check our time again, because next up, we're running low. I don't know. I mean, we'll try, right? If we can get if we can get a gas tier, I would love to just, at least take 1 regen potion. A couple is nice. They have a shorter duration. Obviously, they're really powerful. So, but having one of those ready to go is nice. And we'll also want to load up backups of our other spells, potions. Now, did we put any? I mean, where did I even put my cobble? There it is. Whatever of this is more than enough cobble. So we'll top off here. And later, we'll want to make sure to grab a couple more stacks of cobble before we go. But for now, I don't think we want to. I think we want to grab just these few. Let's go do another trip. Oh, sorry. Just totally finger bumped the mic there. Sorry about that. If it rattled loudly. So let's maybe go explore this new area that we just opened up with our little pathway expansion. Oh, look at how little there actually was to it. I think we've already been up and over here, right? Maybe. Well, I tell you what, we can grab up a few of these. Now, just like any potential lava situation with valuable stuff, try to get down on a level with it, just in case it decides to pop on you. I don't think I'm too worried about that yet. If we... Those are striders, by the way, the little guys that walk around in the lava. They're a new ad with the nether update. And give you a mount which you can use in the lava. And we'll certainly use them. You can breed them, you can use them. They're all kinds of applications. I don't find them to be particularly useful because they don't transition very well between lava and land. So if if you've already established anything, unless you've just got like endless sea and you want to ride them on, it's kind of one of those novelty type deals. It's cool, and it gives you more functionality to play. And if you were gonna live exclusively in the Nether, I think there's some challenges and things like that where you get like 2 Minecraft days to gather supplies, and then you have to be into the Nether and you have to stay there and live there. So you got to gather up some renewable foods. Again, that's the risk of running onto or stepping onto soul sand, soul soil that edges on the lava. You don't have to fall in to start having a burn effect, but that also showed just how well we do with even just a little bit of fire res that we have on our boots, maybe? I don't know what helmet? Something had some fire res on that. We just need a couple more. I think we may have some hostility brewing up there. Yeah, you best run away, buddy. And they will definitely troll you, where they'll, you'll be drawing a bead on them, and then they'll position over by a regular pigman and dare you to take the shot where you might accidentally hit and then trigger all the pigmen around you. I don't recommend. You can if you want a big old fight on your hands, but maybe not one for hardcore. Just my my take on that. You do you. Okay, so we are now just gonna give myself a little cushion there, and we'll just check that one. Here again, because it's slow, soul sand is slow. Want to kind of minimize the contact. Now, what we're really looking for here, and later we'll kind of equip an area to farm more or less ghasts and ghast encounters. And I've modification of a method other streamers have used very effectively, and I just kind of set it up to do what I think is a pretty great great means of farming the tiers. You need to set up the arrangement just to get an advancement, but after that it works really well. But I'm not going to put all the time into that until we're a little further along. Not that important right now. And again, this is just kind of trying to make stuff out of exploring. Oh, let's get a few of these for brewing. We don't need a ton. You know, it doesn't hurt. Once you got an inventory spot taken for them, you might as well grab a few, but not going to be making a ton of potions with them. And this is, again, we'll probably need to completely restock our torches before we go to the end, because both of these particular activities, I like to use them very heavily as breadcrumbs to get back. So many times you can get turned around in the nether, or in the end. In the nether, well, in both, it's I mean, you're kind of stuck, right? You know, unless you've got enough obsidian, flint and steel and all that to build a new portal on the fly. If you can't find your way back over to our portals, the two that are, you know, very awesome that they're right next to each other, but it also means that you got to find one or the other, and they don't give you a lot of extra margin for error there. So kind of be aware, use a lot of torches to find your way back, and don't forget, as I was kind of saying with the end portal, when we were trying to get our, you know, through the swamp and all that to eventually set up our little ice blocker channel. Use a lot there, and check to make sure that you can still see them as you're going. You know, you may be placing, but if you're placing low on a step or something, none of that may appear very clearly. I think I'd still like to get into the open in this biome if I can, and I think that means keep going up, but we're just gonna keep looking for quartz. That's the sound we're looking for. We want ghasts, but we want them over accessible land. Oh, just missed them. Nope. There, I can hit them, but I think that's going to go right. Yeah, it's totally into the lava, so complete waste, but if you get a good shot, take it, worry about the consequences a little after the fact, I guess, would be my recommendation. And there will be more. They will keep coming. But no, we're gonna try to go upward. And again, this is where you kind of need to understand that, you know, the first two rules of Minecraft, don't dig straight up, don't dig straight down, are both rules that you need to understand when and why you should be able to break them, because moving efficiently in the... Oh, I lost my little spot. Where is my little up axis? Here? Yeah. This is what I mean. Check your torches as you go. And make sure that they make sense both above and below. So eventually... And I think we're close up here. Eventually you're going to get up to kind of levels where you get these big open areas, and you have to watch out for holes. I've talked about that. Falling to your death in either just by hitting or falling into the lava is a total bummer. Done it plenty. It's easy to do because, you know, you'll be running on just massive of these netherrack kind of islands, I guess, you know, or shelves. Call them what you want. They can be huge, and just like that, I kind of expected that this was a likely outcome. I think we got plenty there, but go very, 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 very carefully, knowing that at any point you can just pop through the bottom and be right over, you know, a several hundred block drop into lava. And it's also what I was talking about with the ghasts. Don't stand still. If they put a couple of their fireballs right at your feet, you can get blown through. You know, they'll just break out all the blocks underneath you. It's kind of like the mini game Spleef, as I understand it, where, you know, you're playing against other players and breaking blocks out from under their feet, trying to make them fall. You know, that's how you win the game, right? You're the last man standing after breaking blocks out from all the others. I almost did the one thing I was trying to tell people not to do. Watch out that as you climb up a little bit, your torches don't become invisible, because it all looks pretty much the same. But you can see, okay, so there's the basalt delta. I think that's the biome we haven't been into here in the nether. One of the two, because we also hadn't been to the sandy one, I don't think, unless where we harvested just was like a little bit of it. But I think those were just deposits in the traditional. So again, on these, I will gladly sacrifice a piece of nether quartz or gold or any of that and watch it fall down into the lava before I put myself in a situation to fall into that lava. So just be real careful. You know, make sure you know what's below before you break. And if you can, put yourself down on a level. If you can't, or you know, once you've gotten to a certain threshold, just, you know, understand you may drop a few pieces. That's okay. You'll be all right. Okay, so we're getting up to better levels where we should be able, but this is a big trap. You know, watch out for these little bridges here. Bridges with canyons. And where you can, try to double up what netherite you might have to stand on as you go. Okay, so pretty solid visibility, and we're just trying to get up where we can see for a long way, where we may have a little wider range of ghasts spawning and then coming over the land that we're on, so we can kill them, then get the good luck to can we see our little... I think it was too far to even just going straight down to see it. I was hoping to see our little base. I think it's back that way, or it could be so close underneath us that just can't quite. Lots of Endermen up here, and little, lots of little floating bits. There you go. There's our bridge, so you can just barely see the island. That's the big lava flow that drops down on top of us. At some point, we'll need to like pillar up and clean that up a little bit, I think, but that's not the mission today. So more just discreet, careful harvesting of all this portable XP in the form of quartz, while we await hopefully more ghasts. Okay. Back up again. Back. Feel free to remind. Just keep checking. As long as you know, hey, which is my torch that gets me closer back to wherever, however I get on the established trail back. And remember, the more you explore, the more little trains of torches you may have, and it may become increasingly difficult to keep yourself from going in circles, and or to know which is the train you're supposed to be on to go in the direction you want. The coordinates can and do help, but up here particularly, really anywhere in the nether, be careful. If you're in tunnels and you're arranging portals and stuff, yeah, absolutely. But you probably aren't going to be out in the wide open. When you're ranging around, you don't want your vision obscured by a whole bunch of numbers and data. You want to be looking for the mobs that might end your game. So I try to use the torches as much as possible, and then watch out. Any of these goes double for. You don't want to get stuck in holes. So if you can, you probably have more netherrack than you need. This is our vulnerable spot, so don't linger in spots that are potentially bad. All of this is to an extent, but if you're on a bridge that you just doubled up the netherite so that you could even get across, netherrack. Don't stand right there. Move across and onto a different area, and then kind of evaluate if you need to, give a thought to what you're doing. So now here, when we're not going off in a different direction, so anything that helps remind you, hey, I got a lot of torches, but I kind of made that the thick torches, if you will. Anything that helps point you or remember when, if you end up 4-hour trek in the nether, don't think that, oh yeah, I'm going to totally remember exactly what all this looked like or what the full path was back. Build in little tricks and keep while it's fresh, before you've just gone, try to, and you'll miss it sometimes, but try to look back and go, okay, remember when you see that little curve, if you come through this, through a narrow gap and you see a little curve, look for the side with more torches. I was kind of illustrating. It's a little more torches than I would really normally probably use. We'll see. At some point, it'll, I'm sure, bite me, and you guys will get to see me totally lost trying to follow back and backtrack and scratch my head and wonder which way I'm supposed to go. But at least for now, enjoy me trying to play in a pretty helpful kind of way, or at least well-reasoned kind of way, trying not to be too sloppy until we've been up here a lot, and then we'll just by nature get sloppy. That's usually how you lose the worlds. Let's dump that. Now, this is a pretty good, safe area, I think, qualified. It's as safe as it gets for gathering up some of these resources, but not real good for gas because it's covered, and there's a lot more area outside for them to spawn into than there is for them inside. Some of this could be pretty good down here, but I think I want to keep gathering first. Oh. But this is just another pretty good illustration of how, and I hate to say easy, but it's kind of, it's so easy. There's so many means to get good XP in Minecraft. Don't feel you have to build the overly complex farm or something that you're not comfortable building in hardcore just because you see that other people are doing it. There's loads of ways to get and keep enough XP to keep you going. And yeah, you'll Enderman farm, great source of XP. Really, really good. That's still back home, but we haven't harvested any of this yet. So great source of XP, but there's some challenges there in building that safely, and your favorite streamer that's doing it either may have built it many times in the past to where they feel really comfortable, they know the steps, and they know they've died enough times doing it to know the gotchas and avoid them. Don't make your hardcore world that you put a lot of time to the experimentation world, or if you do, and since I played hardcore exclusively in Minecraft, I will, if I'm going to try something new that require, okay, Enderman farm. This is going to require trying to get low down over the void where there's no land. How am I going to do that? And yeah, I've seen it in videos. I'm going to basically be trying to replicate other farms that I've seen. But let me practice the techniques I'm going to use in the overworld, where if I fall, I have to start all over, but I don't lose the world, and that will at least let me know the function. Anytime you're learning a new functionality or tool, this really should go for any game. Practice it first. It's why, like in RPG games, they give you tutorial parts of worlds when it's a new game to learn the controls and how do you attack, how do you block, and every time everybody rushes through, and that so much of it is totally obvious, right? That you don't need a huge amount of practice time to get those skills, but consider hardcore what your stakes are, and do you want to be learning when everything's up for grabs, or is it worth building it? And in my case here, if we get to that point, I would love to do it. Never, and truthfully, I never have done a full Enderman farm in the end. So I'd love to do one sometime, and now here I am. Why not? But I can tell you, I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay. So here's an example of I don't know how much of that we'd lost. All that. That's a bummer. But we didn't die, so that's good. Contain, let it all dissipate, and live to get another stack of. But that's a huge bummer. Losing all that. Here, I don't know what's below, so safe first. Verify the exit, right? Don't jump down too necessarily, because all of a sudden the piglin you didn't know was there is sitting on your shoulders and banging you with an axe or something. Not fun. Okay, so we're back out. That was the way we came, but we had some new area over here. I think this is going to be our avenue to the Basalt Delta. I think the Basalt Delta is cool. Coolest looking, I think, of any of the new nether biomes. But man, is it tedious to play. I'll say that. I do not enjoy the heavy rate of magma cube respawn. There's so many of them in this biome. And I'm sure they'll start popping here. And they're pretty manageable, except that there's light creepers. They can drop from incredible heights and they'll just go off an edge 100 blocks above your head and be on top of you. So be warned. I'm sure it'll happen. It's part of the deal. It's kind of designed as one of their functionalities. Now, I don't think I've been torching too reliably here recently. Kind of got into this new corner of this biome, and that's exactly what I told you guys to watch out for. So, not too terribly bad, and I think we can go through either, but, at least having one out shows us the way home. Remember that lots and lots and lots of lava in this particular biome, and makes it particularly dangerous, like deep down for netherite mining, because there's oh. Did I get you? Did I get you? And that was a little bit of a display of the distract piglins with gold. If we were carrying some, if you throw it on the ground, instead of attacking you, they'll actually look down at the ground and pick up gold ingots or nuggets or anything. So you can kind of tease them that way. You can also wear gold armor. Any one piece is fine. and then they'll be cool with you. They're all about the gold. So if you're wearing it, you know, kind of think of it as like team colors or your high school, you know, letter jacket or. Oh. Hey, I don't know why he's so cool. Again, I think if you hit a pigman and one shot kill them with a bow, you're good. They won't. None of the others will even notice that it was you that did it. But if you sit there and whack on them with your sword for a while, they're all gonna come to the rescue. Again, if you're already engaged in mining, you're good. If your pick should accidentally, you know, swing around and knock them upside the head, they won't view that as an attack. If you try to hit something and they walk right in front of you before they did, look out, you're in trouble. They're coming. I'll just tell you now. So, in the nether, there's not much you can do. You know, have your food ready. And again, the fire prot is actually going to make some of our nether stuff much easier to deal with. But be warned and be prepared that there's no. That's why I dumped the bucket of water, you know, or just dump it off in either the ender chest or as we now have the kind of just side dump chest. We don't even need it. The beds, you know, obviously the same deal there. But your buckets of water won't do a thing if you dump them up here. Oh, they will just steam. There we go. Oh, there's our advance. Now, did that drop into the lava? There's an XP bauble. So you can't convert any of this back. You gotta place blocks to cover your lava. Watch out for those types of issues where you are doing little side jumps and then all of a sudden you're falling step after step. He seemed to push back, but that's kind of in the right area. Let's just go check. And that's what we're here for, right? Come on. You got XP, XP, XP. No drops. Gunpowder is certainly nice enough, you know, at this point particularly. We need it. But we really want them for the tiers. That's what we're looking for. And it is nice when you're just on these missions. You're not getting much pickware, but look at all that. That's so much XP already. And so much gold, you know, that's what allows me to kind of freely just build up my apples without any concern about, you know, do I have enough gold or anything else? I mean, when, you know, those are 1-to-1 stacks of ingots. So, yeah, two stacks and already working on a third just of ingots. And, you know, those, so that's half a stack, I think of, no. Will that be 8? Is it 8? No, not even 8 bars, because it would be 8 by 8. I don't know. Whatever. 14 blocks of gold just from bouncing around up here. and we don't, we don't need gold. Gold is sometimes, a lot of people say, oh, you need an iron farm because you gotta have the iron for the. Um, he's one of our potential trouble guys. We'll just take him out. Um, that you need gold for beacons to keep them charged up, and I don't think so. I mean, we've got so many emeralds already that unless we did have, and I think probably you can get gunpowder. I think that's one of the things. I know you can like redstone. Um, we don't currently have a whole lot of use for it, so not at the top of my shopping list, but would be available to us. And if we were buying any kind of a consumable like that, we would definitely. I know we'd been there already. Sorry about that. This is that you just want to make sure you haven't missed opportunities. These are both decent, at least, access. So let's see if we can knock down a few of these that we can see. And we're going to get the one nice bump of XP when we do our dragon fight. Certainly, and many people are going to be familiar with that. It's great. Just having all this extra is so good, even compared to that. I find it incredibly helpful at this point in the game. Just to be able to come in nowhere on the tool significantly as we harvest. It's just kind of doing its thing. Yet here we are with multiple tools worth of recovery just once we bust out that fortune pick and start breaking these up. And then, anything. And then we want to build in like a classical Greek style. We got it. We got so much marble at this point. That's basically the nether quartz. Once we start forming that into the blocks, and then you can make you can make little like fluted column type blocks to stack. All kinds of good building stuff there. Okay. Well, that was a fun little up top deal. Be careful when you go back down your stacks there. They can, with a fortune or a high efficiency pick, they can go pretty quickly. I guess we didn't really talk too much, and for me, it's become very routine that I didn't have to work on it too much. It just, it kind of comes regularly to me that, it's one of the first times you're out there really fighting with a ghast, you end up with the return to sender advancement, and that's to hit a ghast with a fire charge or whatever. It's basically their blast. I am a little confused on our way back. This is new ground. We're just skirting the edge here. We can see there's some of the blackstone and there's a lot of the basalt, all mixed together, intermixed with these vertical lava pools, and they can be at any level, and they just get kind of capped in. So good places to mine all that stuff, but you do have to be ready to deal with the lava as you go. As far as I know, none of the none of the biomes are particularly better or worse than the others for getting gas to spawn. They just kind of all do their thing. With the right amount of fire prot, you can actually swim the lava falls just like you can a waterfall in a ravine. Okay, so again, watch out. Break it and get rid of it if you want to, but not much way to harvest that for us at the moment. Long way down from there. And we really have wound our way up. We're up at 90. The nether dimensions, both above and below the lava sea level, are much compacted from what the overworld is. And when the game expands, it'll be even more so. So, because the overworld is going to get a lot more height and depth. Both directions are expanding. So let's just go. Oh, okay. There's one of the cubes. Where's this ghast? I'd like to have you come real close to me, Mr. Ghast. I'd like to meet you. All very cleaned up. Except for right here. So here's where we're highlighting again our way back, and it's kind of nice when you don't know which way you're going to be returning from to get that little bit. And when you kind of see your torches going off in a particular direction, you can take a little more liberty with just like, okay, I'm just going to jump off this. I know it's pretty solid down there. I already came across it once. Just beware that you may have missed a hole or something that wasn't as visible as you were coming one way that you may need to watch for on the way back. So again, here we want to know that the way home is going to be back that way. We can explore in a couple different directions here, but we don't want to get confused and head back up the hill now. And I think this will stand out, but it depends how far you go venturing, right? And where. If we have to. Speaking of which. If you need to end an episode and mix it up, we're just at 2 hours, and this is going to be the huge challenge. We're right here. Do we turn around and run back? We haven't gotten a single ghast here yet. Let's Tromaso. Yep, no stopping them. Let's go ahead and wrap here. More than filled it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the extra nether time. I'm sorry we got to return a fireball into a ghast for return to sender. We have not gotten any tears though, despite a couple kills. So we'll keep trying for that in the beginning of the next one. Until we reach a real obvious or get one, I think we might as well hang for a little bit instead of just racing all the way back. It would make us a way long episode if we did that right now, and already long enough. So we'll stop here. We'll see how well the torches handle it, because I'm pretty late now on my evening. So I've enjoyed all the time in this play session. We are very, very close. Depending on how long it takes us to get back and what we're feeling on the next session, we will We'll see if we can make our way back, and then if we're ready to dive in. I don't think we need regen potion to take on the dragon, so we may just gather up the rest of the quartz around us, and if there's no real obvious lead, or we don't have a sudden flurry of ghasts coming after us, we'll just call it a good adventure XP wise, and go wrap them up next time. So see you then. Thanks as always for coming. Between now and then, if you guys are just watching these as recorded videos, please do take a little break, get up, walk around, get some fluids, stick your head outside. Again, whether it's late season wintry or early season summery, or just a beautiful spring day or night, there's something cool and naturey beautiful out there for you to see, just waiting for you to be interested enough to take an extra look. So go do that. Take care of yourselves and others, and remember, you guys are awesome for having stopped in. Drop me a like if you enjoyed, or feel free to leave comments with recommended Minecraft content we could make for this world. Till then, take care. Bye now.